Colleagues, we continue our working day and will now listen to Colonel Andriy Lysenko, the spokesman for the anti-terrorist operation. He'll talk about the latest news from the east of Ukraine. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The situation in the anti-terrorist operation zone has a trend to become more complicated. Over the last 24 hours, the terrorists for 84 times have shelled and fired at the positions of Ukrainian military in the vicinity of settlements in Donbass, and 33 populated centers have suffered as a result of those shellings. The gunmen are using artillery, tanks, and multiple rocket launchers Grad. The Ukrainian military are strictly adhering to the ceasefire regime. However, they provide a powerful rebuff if there are provocative actions. Due to the vigilance of our military, a subversive group was liquidated that tried to cross the line of the delineation border between Ukraine and between the adjacent part of Ukraine and the anti-terrorist operation zone. As a result of skillful maneuvers of a group of Azov battalion, the military were able to avoid losses during the shelling and perform their combat task. As a result of combat actions, 1 Ukrainian military has died and 10 got wounded. The activization of aggressive actions on the part of terrorists over the last days and their attempts to change the line, the delineation border line, testify to the fact that Russian military and terrorists have conscientiously chosen the tactics aimed at the escalation of tension in Donbass. Yesterday, the meeting of foreign ministers of Ukraine, Germany, France, and Russia took place in Berlin in the Normandy format. The ministers have confirmed their decisive support for fast and all-embracing peaceful settlement of the crisis and full adherence to the regime of silence. The Ukrainian border guards continue to guard the state border and crossing points. The units of the anti-terrorist operation have detected the increase in the number of reconnaissance drone flights in Donetsk, Mariupol, and Luhansk directions. Because of the shellings on the part of terrorists, the work of the crossing point Gnutovo was temporarily stopped. And these measures are aimed exclusively at the protection of local residents. The Ukrainian authorities apply every effort to restore infrastructure on liberated territories. Over the last 2 months, almost 500 objects of electric grid were restored, and the reconnaissance fighter of the 3rd Separate Regiment of Special Designation, Yuri Savelyev, was heavily wounded last summer during a combat task in Luhansk region. He has undergone through 2 surgeries and now is awaiting the 3rd one. The doctors promise that his damaged arm will be practically grown anew from cells with the use of innovative technologies. The pupils of Alexandrivka General Education School in Kirovgrad region have supported Yuri Savelyev with letters, and the activists of the Military and Sports Society Sokol have sent him money earned as a result of charity concert. He was awarded with the For Valor order by President Poroshenko. The Vinnytsia volunteers have transferred a jeep to the National Guards of Ukraine, and in Rivne region recently 2-day training of instructors of tactical medicine, white berets, according to standards of NATO, were held. The volunteer instructors have been working with the participants of anti-terrorist operation to train them to provide first aid on the battlefield. In 2014, Poland has increased the volume of humanitarian aid to Ukraine 3 times over compared to 2013, and our partners aim at preserving such dynamics this year. The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Poland, Konrad Pawlik, said so today while meeting the Minister of Social Policy of Ukraine. Any questions, colleagues? Yes. Several questions. My first question is about the mast in Donetsk airport. The video cameras show that it's been destroyed completely. I understood your question. During the 9th month of juxtaposition in Donetsk airport, the gunmen were able to hit the tower, and the tower has at least been destroyed. However, this all reminds us of the classic literature. Someone wages war with windmills, someone with sand castles. We have their Sanchez Panchas bands. Dreamers, romanticists. You remember how the novel ended. They became shepherds again and then died. This can happen to our terrorists and gunmen who are waging war with windmills and peaceful residents, but as a result, the tower has been damaged. About the delineation, where people, 7 points where people can, peaceful residents can cross. Our correspondent was yesterday there, and the servicemen there do not know what documents people have to produce in order to cross the borderline. Does this also pertain to railway transportation? Who will issue such documents? We talk about 7 routes where crossing points are situated. Now we are working on developing the mechanism which will allow to issue such passes, and we have to have the decision by the Cabinet of Ministers. We will see it soon, and it will establish all the norms that regulate the crossing of the delineation frontier. So far, the regime is same as it was, but because there is now more danger of the work of subversive saboteurs, we have to increase the measures of security. But soon this will be regulated. Volunteers have data about Sector B and Sector M, they say that there are significant losses among the gunmen, or to be more precise, among the military of the Russian Federation. In Horlivka, 1 killed and 17 wounded. In Donetsk, 4 wounded. And in Mykolaiivka, 5 Russian military dead and several wounded. What do you know about this? If this is about radio interception, we have this data as well, but in order to tell you in detail how many people were killed and how many were wounded, meaning Russian military or Russian mercenaries, we can't tell you because the information is still not verified, although we do know that they have considerable losses. Interfax Ukraine, about the airport again. You know, they quote the cyborgs that there's an ultimatum that our people have to evacuate the airport, and they are being shelled now heavily, and our artillery does not support them. You know, if there was no artillery support from Ukrainian side, then everything will be ruined by this time. There's always artillery support. Two questions, if I may. Yesterday, the leader of gunmen, Zakharchenko, said that he will not allow the rotation of Ukrainian military in Donetsk airport. Is it really so? We hadn't known that he has banned this, and we still rotate our military. A dreamer, a romanticist. And today, one of the leaders of the so-called LNR said that ceasefire has ended and that the so-called army of the Luhansk People's Republic is preparing for offensive, and that very soon the combat actions will flare up. What do you know about this? The answer is on this map. You see, there are flares of fire all along the front line. 84 shellings is not just preparation, it is heavy combat action, not just shellings, but attempts to attack. Yesterday they have twice attacked the Donetsk airport. They are repelled, and the enemy sustains heavy losses. The Ukrainian military are ready to meet them. We hold our ground. We do not attack, but we are ready to provide a rebuff. Thank you very much. So our working day is over today. Tomorrow we start